Tonight on CTV3 News, Belize bus industry faces crisis as rising fuel prices and operational costs threaten service stability. In Ladyville, cops are investigating a home invasion. The victims, two elderly retirees. Also in the area of Belmopana, road traffic accident left two persons seriously injured. And Women's Month comes to a closure with all its pomp and circumstance. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, March 31st, 2026.
From whiskeys and wines to elegantly crafted cocktails. Paired with charcuterie boards and perfectly seasoned steak bites, and much more. Perfect for celebrations, quiet nights, and every special occasion in between. 7 Notes Wine and Spirits, where every sip hits the right note.
ExpressNet now has up to 400 megabytes of high-speed internet. Choose the speed that fits you. From faster browsing to faster gaming. Connect more devices at once. Or bundle it with Express Plus and HBO Max. Internet and streaming entertainment, all in one.
Yeah, faster starts here.
Sign up today at any Centaur office or contact us to get started.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. We're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
In 2023, Belize pioneered the establishment of ITSA STEAM Academy, the first public STEAM high school in Belize and the region. The 2025-2026 budget supported the Academy's financial needs, covering both teacher and staff remunerations as well as operational costs. The 2026-2027 budget will continue this support and provide free education to approximately 300 students, comprising the Academy's full enrollment for the upcoming school year. Additionally, the Ministry of Education, in partnership with development partners, will construct 6 STEAM pavilions, 1 in each district, during the 2026-2027, expanding access to innovative STEAM education nationwide.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. Authorities have launched a detailed investigation after a violent burglary took place in Ladyville late Monday evening. When officers arrived at the scene, they engaged with the victims identified as 73-year-old retired American Bobby Austin and 63-year-old Pamela Austin, who recounted that they were at home watching television when at around 8:35 p.m. they were assaulted. According to their account, three unidentified male individuals forcefully entered the residence. One of the intruders was armed with a firearm. During the ordeal, the assailants stole several valuables, including an undisclosed sum of cash, a Rolex watch valued at $20,000, two sets of vehicle keys, two property keys, an iPhone 16 worth 2,200 Belize, and various jewelry items. Both victims sustained minor injuries during the incident and were provided with medical legal documentation for their injuries. Meanwhile, authorities recovered the stolen iPhone 16 from the scene as part of their ongoing investigation. Police continue to pursue leads in this case, urging anyone with information to come forward to aid in apprehending those responsible. Authorities are currently probing a serious road traffic collision that took place in Belmopan early Monday morning. The incident was reported around 2 a.m. on Constitution Drive. Upon arrival at the scene, officers discovered two male individuals lying motionless on the road. They were identified as 18-year-old Romaldo Salam, a Belizean pump attendant residing in Belmopan, who sustained multiple injuries to his body and was initially transported to the Western Regional Hospital for emergency treatment. Due to the severity of his condition, Salam was later transferred to the Carl Houston Memorial Hospital, KHMH, where he remains in critical condition. The second individual involved was 26-year-old Jerry Alexander Shaw, a Belizean resident of Cayo District. He also sustained multiple injuries and was taken to the hospital for medical care. At the scene, officers found a 24-inch bicycle positioned at the edge of the street alongside a 125cc Mailun motorcycle that was found on the road. At this time, authorities have been unable to collect samples or specimens from either individuals because of their critical health status. The investigation continues as officials seek to determine the circumstances surrounding the accident. The public transportation sector in Belize is teetering at the brink of collapse as bus operators grapple with soaring fuel prices and escalating operational expenses. The Belize Bus Association (BBA) has sounded the alarm, warning that unless immediate measures are taken, the industry's ability to serve thousands of daily commuters could be severely compromised. In a formal letter addressed to Transport Minister Louis Zabani, the BBA outlined the gravity of the situation, emphasizing that the current economic pressures make the industry increasingly unsustainable. The association proposed several potential solutions aimed at alleviating the financial strain, including the removal of the goods and service tax (GST) on fuel for bus operators, the suspension of taxes on vital components such as batteries and spare parts, the reinstatement of a government subsidy provided during the COVID-19 pandemic, or an authorized increase in bus fares. In a press conference held today, the president of the BBA, Philip Jones, said they are waiting for a response from Minister Zabani before deciding their next course of action.
So we just wrote the minister yesterday, so we'll give them time to respond to us. And from there, I will meet with my executive and the members, and then we'll plan our next course of action. Secondly, we heard the minister speak about economy at scale, and he was asked by one of the news media, well, will you do any adjustment for the bus operator, the bus industry. His response was that the National Bus Company will not be raising any fuel or any prices because of the high cost of fuel, because they have the concept of economy of scale. Now, from my perspective and the operator's perspective, we are a small country, and we feel comparison to them that we have a better management team. We are lower cost. We don't need to rely on the government for subsidy or anything. And we have a management team whereby that the drivers and the owners, they are the drivers, they are the mechanic. They wash, they clean, they do everything, compared to a national bus company now that has management in our district, earning six figures comparison to us. Now there are many days we don't get a salary as owners, as operators. We bear the cost, but we still provide the service. And now we are just simply asking what is fair and natural justice. We don't want to raise the price on the general public. That's our last option. So we are asking the government and the Minister of Transport to assist us with possibly the first two requests we had asked for, so we don't have to raise the fares on the general public.
While Minister Sabani has indicated that any increase currently experienced by commuters is illegal, Jones says if an increase is approved, commuters could be looking at an increase of up to $2 per run.
The letter we had wrote to the minister is a formal request that these three requests be met. And if those three requests are not being met, then we will have to meet with the executive and the members and then plan our next course of action. But we are at the belief that the Minister of Transport, in good judgment, would want to meet one of those three requests that we had made, to the simple fact that no operator or bus owner can remain in business with the high cost of fuel. At the moment, we have been operating at bare minimum. So we are at a stage right now that if we continue like this, we won't be able to provide the service.
Give me an indication of how much more money the commuter can expect to be paying if the third request is met by government.
All right, let me answer that. We were negotiating with the government prior to this, former minister, and prior to this we were looking for $2 a long drop and $1 for short drop. So in other words, if short drop would have been $2, it would have been $3 now. And if a long drop to Belmopan would have been 7 or 8, it would have been 9 or 10 now. So if that answers your question.
That's a significant increase for the commuter.
That is, hence the reason that we need to meet with the Department of Transport, and we go through everything, and then we come up with a standard figure. So it will be premature to say that at this moment, but that is what we're looking at more or less, depending if the fuel is between $12 and $13.
And there is indication that the fuel might go up.
And if the fuel go up over exceeding $15 or $14, then it will be double that amount.
With the BBA confronting an urgent situation, they're asking government for a response by the end of the week.
And we have presented a couple of steps. What we would appreciate is a time limit. That we would say we will need an answer by ending of the week. Because 1 week has passed and each unit that has burned 30 gallons has lost $525. And each unit that has burned the upper part is losing, that would be something like about 7 times 2, $1,400.
So if the week has passed, what would be your leadership next step?
We expect that the government will take action and be restored. Your next step, that depends on the members, on what they vote for and what they want. We believe in a process that has due process, to whereby it's petition, it's answered, It's something that can be solved to whereby it's beneficial to the entire country, to the commuters, to the bus operators. That's what we believe in. Obviously, the latter part then has to do with the entire membership. If they decide that, hey,
So what are those options? Because I know that you'll have options which you'll present to your members. What are those options? Let me add to what Mr. Aguilera just mentioned. I had reached out before we had sent the letter to the minister. I had reached out to the minister's secretary that the BBA executive would like to have an emergency meeting in regards to the fuel hikes. So we could have discussed, and what my colleague mentioned, we don't want to raise the fare. But at this point in time, we sent the letter. We are expecting that they reach out back to us in the week. If not, then we'll have to send a second letter with a deadline. And then from there, we will speak back to the members, and then we'll plan our next course of action. But we are giving the letter due process. We know we have just sent out the letter yesterday on fairness. I personally feel in good conscience that they will reach out to us before the end of the week, for it's a short week. And from there, based on that discussion we have with the Department of Transport and the Minister, then we'll meet with our members and take our next steps.
The situation underscores the urgent need for intervention to preserve Belize's essential public transportation network, which remains a lifeline for many residents across the country. The Belize Communication Worker for Justice BCWJ says it is preparing to take legal action against the Belize Telemedia Limited BTL over what it describes as outstanding severance and interest payments owed to former employees. Providing an update on the ongoing dispute, BCWJ spokesperson Emily Turner alleged that the company has not been dealing fairly with affected workers. She claims that former employees are still not receiving the full amounts they are entitled to.
Publicly, we have seen that BTL has been sending these requests to invite employees to come into them and claim the severance. The date that they have sent is that they are paying interest from November 5th, 2025. We have already put to the public that that amount of interest is significantly lower than if you are paid an interest since you left the company. And I think we have explained in many ways that when you left, your severance should have been paid, and that interest then would have to be rolling over since you left. What we have learned is that a lot of people that are going in for the money are being short. BTL is calculating it as they see it fit. They are being paid on contracts that they took after they have served. So, for example, let's say I work for 25 years, and then they gave me a contract with significantly a less amount of money. Like, let's say I got a contract that was $10,000 or $20,000, but when I was there, my salary was $40,000. Then what BTL has done is BTL is paying the severance based on the amount of the contract period. So a lot of people are getting chance out of what their severance rights is all about. So although they put out this notice and tell people, come in, come get the money, we prepared for pay, it's all kinds of mischievous acts that is being done. And when you go and you deal with BTL as an individual, they take advantage. I have those letters. I have people that may have worked for 28 years and they got $4,000, and this is a real fact.
According to Turner, some members have attempted to engage BTL directly in hopes of settling their claims. However, she says that in many instances, the payments offered fall short of what is fairly owed. Despite this, she emphasized that workers remain determined and continue to push for what they believe is rightfully theirs.
Workers are being, so then there are situations where, all right, I don't have records for you. So what do? You go to Social Security, you log into the portal, you look at your contributions, you take it to them, and they're saying, no, I don't want nothing from the portal. You need to go and get something from Social Security, an official document. And I understand that when you try to get these official documents, contributions, your history, it takes, Social Security has a policy that it can take you up to a month, 4 weeks to get that information. So they're making it very difficult, even though they say, and they make the public believe that they are willingly paying the severance, I'm going to term it an underpayment on the interest. They are making it very difficult for people. You see, when individuals go to BTL, it's very hard, and that's why the BCWJ remains together to address this issue collectively. I want to address that they have also said publicly that they are not going to be discussing with us anymore about the severance, and so then we haven't had any communication with them since the communications broke down and they had the press conference. We haven't had any formal communication in relation to where in relation to the group that they call the group with the 6 years plus that they are terming our statute bar.
So that means you're seeking legal advice?
Yes. So I want to also inform that formally the BCWJ has engaged counsel to research and to strategize for us how we will be approaching this. We are currently, this week, we're supposed to get that strategy or what will be our legal position and how we will move forward. But I think a lot of people have said it, the only way to really get BTL to comply will be to take them back to court.
Turner added that the group has already sought legal advice and is now exploring additional avenues to resolve the matter, including pursuing action through the courts if necessary.
Very few individuals. There are some individuals. I know of one, for example, that I worked with him because he is diabetic and he's going blind, and he really needed the money for him. It's really a life and death situation. So I still work with them to at least know what their calculation will be, and then I ask that somebody go with them to see what is it that is being presented to them. So I have about 5 people that have told me, Miss Emily, we have to go in because I have a critical condition. And we work with them, we work along with them, and we will see if, when this gets addressed legally, if there's any way to still claim their interest, so that the interest is paid appropriately. I am estimating that maybe about 25 people that would have been part of BCWJ have had to take that hard decision to go in because they have a very critical health issue. But a majority of people are staying and remaining with the BCWJ, and they're prepared to take that legal battle, take the legal battle to BTL, because at the end of the day, we make the membership make they make the decisions, they decide, and if they decide to take a different avenue, then we will honor and respect that.
In a related development, the BCWJ also revealed that it is in the process of becoming a legally recognized trade union in Belize. Turner said the organization is currently navigating the necessary procedures to formalize its status, a move she believes will strengthen its ability to advocate for workers' rights moving forward.
I do want to update that we are in the process of legally registering the Belize Communications Workers for Justice as a trade union here in Belize, and we will be a general workers union. So it will represent farmer workers, current workers across all the sectors in this country.
Obviously, you'd have your selection process for president and all of that.
Once we establish and we get our ducks aligned in terms of being officially or formally recognized, we will have an election that will then tell us who will emerge as the the presidents and the secretaries and so forth.
You've been the spokesperson for the BCWJ. Are you the one who's driving this initiative, or are there others who are similarly forceful about it?
There are many that are very forceful about it. I think you've seen some of our faces. I love the platform and the brotherhood, sisterhood that we share. It's not about who's leading. All of us have a different role, and we all respect each other. I think that's so important with what I have experienced with working with the BCWJ, where we're not competing with each other. We are really supporting and uplifting each other. So I think we will make a decision about who do we believe will be. Well, the membership will decide who will be the leader as the president and so forth.
Coming up next, we take you to the nation's capital for the closure of Women's Month. Stay tuned.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. We're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
The Orange Walk Town Council is inviting applications from suitably qualified and motivated individuals to fill 5 garbage fee collector positions within our revenue department. Minimum requirements: high school diploma, friendly and people-oriented personality, tech-savvy, must own reliable transportation, preferably a motorcycle, honest and dependable. Interested applicants are asked to submit the following documents: application letter, copy of high school diploma, valid social security card, 2 character references. Applications must be submitted in person to the Orange Walk Town Council office by February 20th, 2026. Join our team and contribute to keeping Orange Walk clean and organized.
There's a saying I often return to, and that is a Chinese saying, that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Today, Belize chooses now, because Belize has always lived under the shade of the tree. Remember Sobumbra floreo. Our forests, mangroves, rivers, and farms are not just features of our landscape, they are part of who we are as a people. They protect us from storms, feed our families, support livelihoods, and anchor our resilience in a changing climate. But we also know this truth: what we do not protect, we will eventually lose.
Greening Belize, 1 million trees for climate and sustainable development. Our forest cover is declining, especially after the fire season. What will be achieved? Restore and reforested lands, significant increase in hectares restored by 2035. Enhance carbon sequestration. We'll have improved data, mapping, and reporting systems with this. Institutional readiness, feasibility study and design for a national forestry incentive program. Community mobilization, which will build capacity and increase participation nationally, and improve governance.
For all environmentally conscious individuals and groups, CBOs, NGOs, community organizations, universities, come in to do their part to plant trees to assist in the restoration initiative for the country of Belize.
ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
Women in Belize's security services brought Women's Month to a strong and symbolic close today with a parade through the nation's capital. The event commenced at the Isidoro Beaton Stadium and proceeded along the streets of Bamopan, ending at the Bliss Parade. Onlookers gathered along the route, applauding as female personnel from the Belize Police Department, Belize Defense Force, and Belize Coast Guard marched together in unity. Organizers described the parade as a meaningful conclusion to a month of activities recognizing and empowering women in uniform. The event also reflected a sense of continuity following the historic inaugural Women's Law Enforcement March held earlier this month in Belize City. Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado said the parade represents the culmination of weeks of initiatives led by the security forces. He noted that the activities were aimed at uplifting women within their ranks while also celebrating and supporting women across the country.
First of all, I want to thank the security forces for collaborating with us in having us celebrate one activity in unison with all the security forces. I believe today is the culmination represents unity. It represents that we can work together to collaborate and make the event a success. The activities for the women consist of leadership training, wellness training. It consists of community work. It consists of mental health workshops. So it consists of a variety of activities to celebrate the Women's Month and to help them develop to become stronger women within the department.
The closure of Women's Month was also celebrated across the country with a host of activities by a number of different groups. With the Easter weekend fast approaching, Belizeans are preparing to spend a long weekend with family and friends. As the holiday nears, police are ramping up their presence across the country to ensure public safety. Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado says officers will be deployed in full force throughout the Easter period. Increased patrols, checkpoints, and traffic monitoring are expected as authorities work to maintain order and prevent incidents.
First of all, I want to thank the security forces, the BDF, the Coast Guard, the National Transport, for working with us in unison to put together a collective operational plan to ensure the safety of all Belizeans across the country during the Easter holidays.
Could you talk a little bit about the strategy, or where would most officers be stationed during this break?
Well, there's a number of activities that will be hosted across the country, across the different municipalities. And so we have all those activities that are being policed by our police officers. We have a number of VCPs that are being done in coordination with National Transport and the traffic warden during peak times. We also have the Coast Guard and the BDF assisting us in doing maritime patrols in key areas.
Rosado emphasized that the heightened security measures are part of the department's commitment to safeguarding citizens during one of the busiest holiday periods of the year. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
From whiskeys and wines to elegantly crafted cocktails, paired with charcuterie boards and perfectly seasoned steak bites, and much more. Perfect for celebrations, quiet nights, and every special occasion in between. 7 Notes Wine and Spirits, where every sip hits the right note.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. we're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at zero balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
The way some people are talking you'd never know, but the most blatant nepotism and fleecing of BTL took place under UDP when Dean Barrow was Prime Minister. Barrow placed his son Anwar on BTL's board in 2009 as soon as he nationalized the company, which would eventually cost Belizeans almost $650 million for shares barely worth $200 million. By 2014, Anwar was appointed executive chairman with extravagant salary and perks. Under him, BTL spent wildly on ventures that did not materialize and never brought any returns. Under the Barrows, BTL's profits plummeted from $38 million in 2009 to $17 million in 2019, and $10 million in 2020, as the company hardly paid dividends to government and people of Belize. Anwar Barrow has no moral authority to talk about BTL, as it was under his nepotistic rule, appointed by his father, that BTL was most blatantly fleeced.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
Through the Climate Resilient and Sustainable Agriculture Project, CRSAP, the Belize Social Investment Fund, BSIF, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security, and New Growth Industries, as implementing agencies in collaboration with the Ministry of Economic Transformation, METH, handed over IT and field equipment valued at over 45,000 Belize dollars to the Sugar Industry Research and Development Institute, SURDI. The handover included 12 GPS devices to support accurate registration of field locations and improve tracking across sugarcane farms. 10 tablets were provided to facilitate efficient data collection, mapping, and real-time field input. Additionally, 4 laptops will strengthen data management, analysis, and reporting capabilities, while 1 drone will support the quantification and assessment of pest damage across fields, enabling more timely and targeted interventions. This handover builds on previous support provided under the project. On October 2025, 3 motorcycles were delivered to SURDI to enhance the mobility and efficiency of field officers. These motorcycles continue to play a vital role in facilitating field visits and supporting the coordination of biological control agents under the Integrated Pest Management IPM program. The Climate Resilient and Sustainable Agriculture Project, CRSAP, is a $25 million initiative financed by the World Bank. It aims to improve the productivity and resilience of farmers through a matching grant program and to strengthen the capacity of key public institutions, government agencies, and academic organizations to support a more productive and sustainable agricultural sector. The Ministry of Human Development, Family Support, and Gender Affairs through the Department of Human Services successfully hosted a Happy Earths Fun Day at Rendezvous Key, a memorable and uplifting experience for 255 children from residential care homes and government-operated facilities across Belize. The event was supported by 130 dedicated caregivers, social workers, and staff who ensured the children enjoyed a safe, fun-filled day. Children from AIM Belize, Hope Haven, Hopewell Children's Home, Liberty Children's Home, Marla's House of Hope, and Laugh Out Loud Children's Home joined residents from government-operated facilities including Coral Grove, Mile 14, and the Dorothy Menzies Child Care Center DMCCC for the special island excursion. Activities included swimming, kite flying, volleyball, interactive games, and a range of entertainment options such as water slide, bouncy house, cotton candy, popcorn, and snow cones. The children also participated in friendly competitions and prize giveaways, creating lasting memories and moments of pure happiness. Honorable Thea Garcia Ramirez, Minister of Human Development, Family Support and Gender Affairs, delivered a warm, brief welcome to the children and spent the entire day engaging with them, interacting with caregivers, and supporting the activities. Her presence underscored the ministry's continued commitment to ensuring children in care experience opportunities for joy, inclusion, and positive development. The Belize Coast Guard and Fisheries Department provided support during the excursion, helping to ensure children transportation and reinforcing a protective environment for all participants. The Ministry of Human Development, Family Support, and Gender Affairs extends sincere appreciation to all partners, caregivers, and staff for their collaboration, which made this meaningful initiative possible. The ministry remains committed to promoting the well-being, happiness, and holistic development of children across Belize. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, April 1st, here on CTV3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.